Hi guys, I thought I would share with you some of the meals that we are eating at the moment. I actually made a whole bunch of freezer meals before I had the baby, so the plan is that we won't have to do too much cooking and we'll just eat as many of those as we can during the week with Trevor at work. I actually have rented a big freezer, which is this one here, so I've got lots of meals in there. We've also been having these in smoothies and breakfast. So I wrote a list of what I've got in the freezer, and then for when we write the shopping list we just know we have to add rice. Well, we have a big 10-kilo bag of rice and parsley, and then we've been crossing the dishes off as we've had them, and these were a few other like really quick meals to make. That the gyoza are like frozen, zarusoba you just add tofu to the noodles, and then the mabadofu and the ginger pork are like a ready-made sauce that you buy at the supermarket, so they're also meals that I can put together really quickly. And then I also wanted to add this salmon and rice, but I never actually got around to buying the salmon in time. So as we've been having the things, I've been crossing them off, but we haven't had that many since Nico has been born. We actually had a few towards the end of the pregnancy because it was really hot and I didn't feel like cooking at that time either. So tonight we're having fajitas, and it should be a really quick one. And my big thing really isn't so much the cooking, but it's the clearing away afterwards, so as few pans as possible is also good. So tonight we're having fajitas. I sliced the onions, garlic, chicken, peppers beforehand, and I've just defrosted those. And Trevor also made tortillas, so they have been in the freezer too. All I've got to do is add the sauce to this. I was going to do my own with smoked paprika and corn flour, and I will do that for the other ones I've got in the freezer, but actually my mum sent me a taco mix, so I'm just going to toss that in with these fajitas tonight. There's a little bit of liquid in this, but that's what happens when you freeze and defrost the vegetables. That's going to be fine. Normally with this taco seasoning you would add a bit of water. If there's still liquid in it when I get to that stage, I just won't bother adding the water. And then these are the tortillas, and I've got some salsa, some sour cream, and a jar of homemade pickle. So I had this short crust pastry in the freezer. It's it looks like it might be starting to dry out a bit. I'm just defrosting that, and I'm gonna make a tart with some oranges in it. I've got my pie crust is in the oven now. I've washed off the vegetables and drained out the courgette. It's just gone to not very much. That's going to have some peas in it, frozen peas, and I've also got some pasta on the boil. In with the pasta, I'm just going to put these bacon bits. So I'm frying those in the pan first, and then with the fat that comes out of these I will fry the courgette fritters. So this is my courgette batter. It's got cumin in it. It's a recipe from the Good Food, BBC Good Food. I'll share that below. And they just get fried up. Mix those peas in. Okay, this is my pasta, and then I've got the fritters in the pan, and there is enough mix to make a few more. I have also plated up the caprese salad, and this one is Natasha's. Just got to get the balsamic on that. Okay, this is dinner all ready to go. So we've got the courgette and pea fritters, caprese salad, and some bacon and pasta. I've actually got some salsa to go on the fritters, but I can't get the lid off it. So this is my pie crust. I've just taken it out of the tin. We've already eaten dinner now, but it's cracked a little bit, and those cracks are going all the way through. I'm going to do a thick custard to go in it, but I'm not sure if it's going to leak. To go in the pie crust, I'm making a half portion of Mary Berry's Trifle Custard, which has got loads of corn flour in it. It's really thick, so I'm going to wait for it to cool a little bit before I put it in the pie crust, and maybe I can spoon it in so it won't spread. We'll see. Yeah, that's nice and thick. Okay, moment of truth, it's holding so far. I'm going to cling film this so it doesn't get a skin, and then put it in the fridge, and hopefully as it sets it won't leak. Good news, the custard has set with no leaks. I'm just going to put some oranges on this. So I've layered up the oranges, and I'm going to make up this quick set gel to go on it. We're actually going to eat this tomorrow now because it's getting... Okay, tonight for dessert we're having this tart that I made yesterday.
I mixed it.
Yeah, hopefully it's all nicely set inside. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, it's a bit runny. Let's get a spoon for it. Looks good though. So this is what the tart was like inside. The custard didn't turn out as thick as I expected, but it still tasted really good, and it didn't leak through those cracks either, so it was set enough for that. So the main thing with the freezer meals is remembering to take them out of the freezer in the morning. So this is for tonight. It's broccoli and beef, and there's onions in there as well. And I've got a piece of bread for lunch. I've also got 2 cheese scones. Trevor's coming home for those. Well, we'll have one each. And then these are some vegetable cups that Trevor made in the freezer. So they've got carrot, ginger and spinach in those. And then there's some seasonings on them as well. They'll be defrosted by lunchtime. And I also got myself out a slice of cake. This one is peanut butter. I made 3 cakes and sliced it all up into little pieces for the freezer, so I'll have that this afternoon. That's my favourite, the peanut butter one, I think. So I'm just frying this off now for tonight's dinner. When I originally made the sauce, it has got some gochujang sauce in it, but it wasn't very spicy, so I bought this tub. I've used this one before, and the tub I'm using this one I hadn't used before, just to add this in now and give it some extra punch. I would have added it originally if it had been available then. That's more like it, that's what we need. You definitely want your apron on for this one because it spits and just sauce stains. Okay, this is our dinner ready to go. Today for lunch I've taken these shiso chicken balls out of the freezer. I've also got half a little quiche and 2 cheese scones, and I'm just going to have it with a bit of lettuce and tomatoes. So this is for me and Trevor because he's coming home for lunch. So tonight for dinner we're having this shogoyaki, which is like a ginger sauce. We're having it on pork. I find this pork a little bit greasy, so the recommendation with this is to serve it with cabbage, which I've just chopped up. And I've got a couple of shishito peppers from the garden, so I'm going to toss those in as well. And we're serving it over rice. This isn't one that I've like pre-prepared in the freezer, but I had the pork in the freezer and also just bought this cup of sauce, so it's a really quick one to put together. This is the sauce. And this is dinner ready to go. I may have gone a bit heavy on the cabbage, but I like it like that, like still crisp. It really cuts through the grease. Tonight for dinner we're having these burgers, which Trevor actually made a while back, and he did them on the barbecue outside, so they've got that smoky char grilled flavour. They should be really nice. So popping some cheese on these. Tonight for dinner I'm getting these butters out of the freezer, so I'm going to use one of these, and it's lemon and parsley mixed in with butter. And then I'm going to serve it with pasta and prawns. And I've got a couple of tiny courgettes from the garden, and these tomatoes. The tomatoes have kind of come to the end. I'm just going to chop those up to see what's usable of them and add those to it. And just melt in the butter before I add the prawns to it. So the beauty of this one is that the garlic, spring onions, everything in it, lemon, parsley, is already chopped. It just saves a lot of time to have it ready to toss into the pan. And that is our lemon and prawn pasta ready to go this evening. Tonight for dinner we're having lemon chicken. So I already baked it previously, it was frozen. I've just added some frozen peas into it for some greenery. This is the ottolenghi recipe. It's really nice, and it's got lots of lemon and garlic in it. Za'atar, that's what it is. It's got lots of za'atar in it as well. This is our dinner ready to go. This is one that we quite regularly have in the freezer, but we have got lots of Trevor's pizzas as well. Tonight for dinner we're having these gyoza. They're just frozen out of the freezer and they just cook in the pan. And I've also got this diced cucumber. You can't see it so well, but it's just diced with the sauce. So it's this powdered sauce, and you just add a tablespoon of oil to it. It's really tasty. And that is the side. We've got another taka rice one and a couple of flavours to try. So this is our gyoza that we're having tonight with the cucumbers, and I also put some shishito peppers in there. And then we've got some ryu, which is a chili sauce, and ponzu, which is like a sour sauce. Tonight for dinner we're having curry from the freezer, of course. This one has got some vegetables already in it, and I'm just going to serve it with some pickled ginger. This is actually one that I batch make just regularly anyway. It just goes really nice over rice, and the sauce for this comes in like a square roux. So it's a really easy one to bulk make. This one has got beef in it. I just have to heat this, and I've got the rice. And this is tonight's curry ready to go. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye. Go in.